Welcome everybody, welcome to the Sigma Prepper live show, the live show for preppers. You know how we do on a Thursday, 11 PM UK time, 6 PM Eastern time, with your host, Andy, Sigma Prepper. Thank you for joining me, really appreciate it. Not sure what's going on with that, just went black all of a sudden. Don't know if it did for you too. So yeah, a bit of a major, lots of technical ish going on. I hope we're in the tree house tonight. I hope you are okay with heights. We're up in my tree house. This is one of yours. You can decide here which one of these is yours, and which one who's living in that one. There's a couple over there as well. So we're up here in the tree house. Hello everybody, says Master X in the house. Thank you. He'll be Master X will be declaring the winner of the Sigma Prepper quiz tonight. Don't miss that. The survival trivia we've got coming up. Andy's had a haircut. He certainly has. Whoosh, courtesy of Magic Hand. Thank you so much, my darling. Really appreciate it. Came out beautifully, if I don't mind saying myself. Sandy in the house. There's our darling Cynthia. Thank you for being with us. Pedigree Mongrel. I'm here on time, he says. Great to see. Netrum Design. V.I.P in the house. Howdy, everyone. And there's me. Good day all. Trust you're well. Extreme Focus in the house. Been worried about you all week. And I did send you back 3 emails on Discord just to see if you're all right. So good to see your name popping up tonight. So what we got going on tonight? Well, our usual epic level of segments, as you like. Welcome and intro. We're doing that now. Sigma Mindset Quotes coming up next. Thank you so very much to Shanna Hyde, Daily Survival, Extreme Focus, Ansett Girl, and Perps for sending in your quotes this week. We'll be hearing from your quotes tonight. And then we've got the SHTF Intel report with a special report from Tia as well, the Tactical Intelligence Assistant, our in-house artificial intelligence. She'll be giving us an update. And I'll be following up on that and going into a bit more detail with a full what's hitting the fan today with the SHTF Intel global analysis. So we got into the Sigma Prepper quiz, the survival trivia, and so far nobody has managed to actually get 7 out of 7 on the Prepper quiz. So hopefully tonight that can change. Our last winner was Danger Bob with 6 out of 7, and then before that we had Daily Survival, and before there was 6 out of 7, and then Urban Harvesting won it like 3 times in a row or something crazy. So let's see who can outdo everybody and get 7 out of 7 tonight for an ultimate win, the Ultimate Prepper Award, Prepper's Progress as well. Thank you so much to Amphir, Extreme Focus, Laughs Me, Ansett Girl, and Daily Survival sending in your Prepper's Progress. We'll be checking out that later on, and again, all the links in the description below. Or if you would like to send in your progress or your quotes or anything else and everything else. And then, of course, it's not the end after that, because it's actually a VIP after party in Discord with the VIP Patreon members. And join our wolf pack in the Discord. So, yes, Discord server is completely free to join. Get yourself over there. Get yourself over to Discord. This is what it looks like. This is just the main text chat room where you just come in here and anything goes in here. People sharing their bidney. And then we've got the VIP wolf pack here. So if you're a Patreon member, you get access to this VIP room here where we have after parties where we catch up with all sorts of stuff and talk about sort of things you can't talk about on YouTube, if you know what I mean. And then all the prepping intel, look, prepping resources, water storage filtration, cooking tips, all sorts in here, right? So get yourself in there. Absolute wealth of information. Breaking news in the SHTF Intel segment. Absolutely cannot be missed. And again, totally free. Get yourself over there, free to join. Links are in the description. Of course, talking of VIPs, for those that are new here, I am 100% independent. No sponsors, no networks, no paid adverts, no nothing. No monetization yet. Too new, and no external funding. So thank you so very much, because there are ways to help. And some people are doing so already, helping us just about keep the lights on. Thank you very much. These are the links to get yourself sorted out. Streamlabs.com/Sigma Prepper. Even though we're not monetized, you can still do super chats and they'll pop up above my head and everyone can see your message. Streamlabs.com/Sigma Prepper. And of course, PayPal, traditional stuff, and Patreon. And talking to Patreon, what a great way to support me and to get yourself some goodies as well. Free gifts, you get mugs, stickers, all sorts sent to you, completely a part of it. Plus the behind the scenes videos, live chats, and don't forget, the Discord after parties like we'll be having tonight with these people. Thank you so much. These are our current VIPs on Patreon. If you want to see your name up here, links are in the description for as little as 20 cents a day. So, thank you so much. Really appreciate each and every one of you. Couldn't do it without you. And like I say, links are in the description if you would like to find a way to help me too. And the least of all you can do is to hit the like button and subscribe. Help the channel to grow, and share this video with your friends and family who need to get prepared and need a nice party style show on a Thursday, just to let the bitter pill go down with a nice bit of sugar. Spoonful of sugar is how we do. Let's get back to base camp. So here we are. Thursday, the Sigma Prepper live show, the live show for preppers. So let's just have a quick see and make sure everybody's okay in the chat. Let's just make sure this is all okay and settled, and no one's going to be in it. What's this? I think we're all good in the herd. Lovely to see Cynthia with us tonight. So thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. All the love going out to Master X in the house. Thank you, everyone. Danger Bob. Everybody thou out kneel before. Everyone should kneel before Mojo as well. Great to see you in the chat. Love to you. Love, peace and progress to the pack tonight. Really excited to be here with you all. Missed you all week. All looking rugged, Andy. Grrr. Thank you, my perps. Is that good, is it? Is it because it got a bit of the old bit of stubble rocking through, is it? Oh dear. Noelle Marie, I was just about to say Noelle Marie's the one who likes a bit of stubble usually. Hello, my darling. Great to see you. Oh no. And Ansett Girl's cancelled her PayPal tomorrow. Oh dear. Does that mean that your patron's gonna go? Am I gonna have to take you off the list, Ansett Girl? On Patreon? Oh no. I hope not. But yeah, thank you so much everyone for being with us. I really appreciate what's been going on this week. If you haven't done already, do catch up. After this show, of course, not yet. But about an hour before going live tonight, Tia came out with a brand new critical alert. It seems to be coming out weekly now for a week 41. So this has come out as week 41. Doesn't seem to be doing it on a... I'm not sure where it's going to be rendered out, so we'll see. But it came out this afternoon. I got it out to you as quick as I could because it's really important. And we're going to hear from Tia in a few moments in the SHTF report. But it'd be good for you to support this video after the show. Give it a like. Add it to a playlist to do with hybrid warfare. That's what this is all about. But we'll be breaking into it later, and give it a like and a comment when you see it after the show. Yeah. So we got that. Of course, on the Tuesdays, usually I would be doing an SHTF Intel live report, but that didn't happen this week. And then the Wednesday, where we have the Prepping 2022 SHTF Scenarios live show, there's something I'm going to need to talk to you about a bit later on, maybe in the Howls and Growls towards the end of the show, which will be after the Preppers Progress. But the last one we did was the grid down scenario. This has become more and more of an important show. If you haven't seen this, the link should be in the description as well. Make sure you catch up with that after the show. Absolutely must watch. And of course, then we have the live shows on the Thursdays, 11 p.m. UK time, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So, thank you, Shana Lee, as our most recent subscriber. If you subscribe and your subscribes are on public rather than private, then we'll see your name pop up here. And of course, if you do a super chat through streamlabs.com/Sigma Prepper, you'll also see your name pop up here. So thank you so much for those that are super chattered before. Really appreciate it. Is that Christina G in the house? Is it out this say day survival in the house? Great to see you. So should we get into it then with the quotes first up? Once I have a little slurp of my tea and say cheers, everybody. Thank you for being with me. Really appreciate it when we get together like the way we do on a Thursday. Cheers, beautiful people. Love, peace, and progress to the pack. Right, should we get into it with the Sigma Mindset Quote, shall we? It's been such a crazy week. I better make sure I'm actually not skipping over something, because it has been known. Right, let's get into it then, shall we? With the Sigma Prepper Quotes. With the Sigma Mindset Quotes is what we want. So let's get into it. Thank you for those of you that have sent them in to quotes@sigmaprepper.com. Yes, here we are. Sigma Mindset Quotes, and of course for those that are new here, the whole thing about Sigma personality as opposed to an alpha or a beta personalities is all about self-development, and being a little bit more independent, self-sufficient. That's what Sigma personalities are all about. Obviously, alphas like to try and rule everybody, and betas like to be ruled by everybody, whereas Sigmas kind of tend to operate independently from the herd, hence the lone wolf kind of connotations, where we don't like to be part of the pack necessarily. We like to do our own thing and be part of the pack as and when it suits us, and in the meantime generate as many skills as we can to be as self-sufficient as we can and as Sigma as we can. So that's what we're all about. And of course, we get to share quotes here on the Sigma Prepper live show on a Thursday by sending your favorite quotes into quotes@sigmaprepper.com, just like Shanna Hyde did. Thank you very much. Is Shanna Hyde with us tonight? I'm not sure I saw her in a chat yet. Popping in. I might have to really wind back up. And I'm not sure I can see Shanna Hyde in tonight, but thank you so much for sending this quote in. It's not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change. Brilliantly said. And yes, of course, that is very, very much Sigma mindset. The ability to be adaptable to change, self-reliant, self-sufficient. I come from an engineering background, which makes it your job to be able to deal with problems thrown at you from left and right and everything like that. So I appreciate not everybody can handle change, and you know, this is all about putting yourself in your discomfort zone, and the more you can do that, and the more adaptable to change you'll be, and therefore your survivability goes up. Thank you so much, Shanna Hyde. Brilliant one. Really appreciate you sending that one in. Next one's in from Daily Survival, one of our Patreon VIPs. Thank you so much, Daily. Apocalypse does not point to a fiery Armageddon, but to the fact that our ignorance and our complacency are coming to an end. Joseph Campbell. Apocalypse does not point to a fiery Armageddon, but to the fact that our ignorance and our complacency are coming to an end. Indeed, we're just simply starting to see the world for what it really is, rather than the curtain of rainbows and unicorns that we have been fed. And of course, those that know me from other places will know that this is something I've been preaching for about 20 years now, and it's only just now that people are starting to see. But, you know, better late than never, as they say. But thank you, Daily Survival. This is a brilliant one. Really appreciate that. And Extreme Focus. Another one of our VIPs, our Ultra VIP. Thank you, Extreme. And so, don't worry me like that again. And, you know, my most Ultra VIP of Sigma Prepper, and he goes AWOL for an entire week. No messages on Discord, no nothing on Patreon, nothing. So don't be doing that again, Extreme. We were all very worried about you. So, in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. It certainly is, isn't it? It certainly is. And this is from Unknown. And I put in there, you see, not George Orwell, because George Orwell didn't... It was thought that he had sort of come up with this quote, but it turns out he didn't, because I looked it up. And no one actually knows where it was first seen. 1990 something, I think, was the first time it's been written, which was after George Orwell and everything else. So, in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Wow. Definitely feels like that now. So, number 4 out of 5, Ansett Girl, another one of our VIPs. Thank you, my darling, and great to catch up with you the other day, 1-to-1. Lovely to catch up. So, I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Albert Einstein. Definitely identify with this one. I have no special talent, although a lot of people say I've got special talents, but I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. But it is, if you have a passion for curiosity, or you are passionately curious, you can't help but to understand and know stuff more than the average person who isn't passionately curious, right? There's another one. Is it Albert Einstein, the quote, which is one of my favourite ones, which I also super identify with? It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stick with problems for longer. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems for longer. I think that's what it is. So tenacity comes into it, right? I think as a programmer, you end up having to learn a lot of tenacity, right? And put up with a lot of failure. No special talent, just only passionately curious. Thank you so much, Ansett Girl. I really like that one. So, last but not least, the perps, the purple flirps. VIP again. You don't have to be a VIP to send your quotes in, don't forget. I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born, and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it. Mark Twain, one of my favourite quoterers. Mark Twain. Absolute genius. I do not fear death. I had been dead for billions and billions of years before I was born, and had not suffered the slightest inconvenience from it. Oh, love it. Thank you so much, Perps. Perps, you do send in some great quotes. To do send in some more, because I think this is one of your last ones I've used this week that you sent in. So you're going to have to refresh, baby. You're going to have to refresh. So do it. So thank you so much for sending in your quotes. And again, you can send in your quotes absolutely free of charge to quotes@sigmaprepper.com. Don't forget, I'll never share your email address. It will never go anywhere outside of these four walls. You and me, that'll be it. And if you want to send your quote in anonymously, you can do that too. And of course, you don't have to even be a VIP. So quotes@sigmaprepper.com if you'd like to join in the fun and share your super duper quotes. That's what I recommend. And in the meantime, let's get back to base camp. Let's hear in the chat for those who send in the quotes. Thank you very much for sending them in. Don't forget, quotes at. Yes, indeed. Just checking out everyone in the chat. I love the way everyone loves everyone. I love Albert. Don't we all love Albert, Cynthia? And I'll tell you what, I was saying to some of the other VIPs behind the scenes, Cynthia, that I said when Cynthia sees Sigma Prepper and the brand I've come up with for this show, and the brand I said to her, I said, I hope she gets inspired with all sorts of beautiful cartoon artistry, because I know you'll come up with something, my darling, and I know you'll come up with something that's so perfectly Sigma aligned, because it took me a while to come up with the right psychology for Sigma, the wolf, because he needed to be, like, he means business, but he needs to be approachable all at the same time, right? That's the really tricky balance, and that's the same with everything else as part of the show. So, but lovely to have you along, my darling. It's lovely to have you along. And let me know what you think anyway, because I'm not sure you've seen us, you've seen the show before, Cynthia. So I'll be interested to get your feedback. So thank you, everyone. Great quotes as always. Thank you, Robert. Great to see you here. And let's have a look. Oh, that's a good one. Pedigree Mongrel's already throwing his quotes in the live chat right now. Yesterday's misinformation has a habit of being today's truth. Send another one tonight, says Perps. Oh, I checked the quotes at sigmaprepper.com email about 4 o'clock this afternoon, which is about 6 hours ago or so, 7 hours ago. So nicely done, guys. Thank you. Good stuff. Lovely to see you all here. Thank you so much for making everyone feel so wonderful, as they should do, because of course that's the whole point of thank you. I think this is also beautiful. Thank you, Cynthia. I appreciate it. And all the music's produced by me as well. Like 80% of all the music is produced by me, custom from scratch. So I hope you appreciate it. This is how we roll here at Sigma Prepper, because of course that's the whole point of being a Sigma. Self-reliant, everything's yourself, script written from start to finish, you name it, everything is in-house. That's how we do. Brand new channel. Only been rocking for like 6 weeks basically, and we've got 250 subscribers, so we are absolutely storming it. Right, so what we got next then? SHTF Intel report. We don't want to get too gnarly with it, but we're going to have to cover a few things. And of course, with the brand new critical alert coming out from Tia, our tactical intelligence assistant, it's important that we cover that because it's only just been released. So let's have a look. Extreme Focus, our Ultra VIP in the house. I too missed the pack this past week. All will be revealed in the VIP chat after party. Looking forward to our VIP after party then. Oh, how is it you are so talented? Oh, you're just saying that. Right, let's do it. Should we get into the SHTF Intel then? I don't know if you have you even seen the SHTF intro sequence, Cynthia, because that took me probably about 3 weeks solid work just to come up with the intro sequence. The intro sequence, yes, this thing here that took me about 3 weeks. Oh, here we go then, SHTF Intel 2022. So this is where we get gnarly. Welcome to the SHTF Intel today, 2022. Prepper news, survival news, global threat analysis, global intel reports, you name it, this is what we do here. So we're going to be rocking about with a global analysis, threat analysis from Tia, our in-house tactical analysis, tactical intelligence assistant, artificial intelligence. She's just come out with a brand new week 41 report. That's going to bring us up to next week, so we'll see what's forecast. One of the things she talks about is hybrid warfare tactics. So hybrid warfare, unconventional warfare, stuff like that. That seems to be the thing that is sparking her interest this week. So we're going to hear from her in a minute. And then when we come back, we'll have a little look and see, dig a little bit further into it. And I've got something I'd like to read you from NATO to do with exactly that. And we'll have a little scout through and see what we can find, and a little bit of gloss over the news. And then we'll have a look at some disaster news and so on, with sort of solar flares, quakes, and then we'll see what's going on where you are in the chat live. So, let's have a look. Should we get into... Yeah, let's do the Tia report first then. Let's hear from Tia first up, and then we can, when we come back, we'll basically go through a report here I've got to do with hybrid warfare on the NATO review website, and we'll look a little bit more detail about what Tia's talking about in the report that went up about an hour ago. And I do advise you, and I would ask you to watch it as well after the show tonight to help the video. It's much easier for you to share that as a nice little segment. You can share that on your social media. It's like 4 minutes long. So let's have a little listen from Tia then and see what she's got for us for week 41 with the threat analysis report. Let's see how it goes.
Quantum phase initiation sequence. Welcome to the Sigma Prepper Artificial Intelligence Report for week 41, 2022. Scanning global intelligence sources. Critical alert. This is not a test. Global threat detected. Hybrid warfare tactics. Sensors have observed a multitude of hybrid attacks. These attacks are being deployed by and used against a growing number of nation-states. Danger. The exponential increase in unconventional warfare strategies are further disrupting the economic, social, and political fabric of Western nations. As global military engagement continues to develop, as does the probability of sabotage, proxy wars, and the staging of large-scale cyber attacks and economic warfare. Extrapolation. Cyber attacks broaden in their reach, affecting communications, banking, and international trade. Gas and energy supply disruptions lead to nationwide rolling blackouts, intermittent power outages, and the subsequent widespread failure of trade and commerce. Governments employ further tyrannical control measures on civilians, reducing their personal energy consumption. National oil reserves become dangerously low, sparking widespread energy wars between global superpowers. Supplemental warning. Correlation. Over the past 24 months, my pattern detection algorithms have found consistencies with multiple trending intel sources referencing the phrase dark winter. This appears to correlate with the extrapolation of current events. Significance: unknown. Threat alert level: unknown. Recommendation: assume the potential of prolonged power outages during winter months. In addition, gas shortages will likely restrict one's ability to produce heat. Provisions must be made accordingly. Secondary threat warnings. 1. Food shortages. Alert level remains at inevitable for all countries. 2. Global conflict due to Thucydides' trap. Alert level increased to critical. 3. Riots and civil unrest. Alert level remains at inevitable for multiple Western countries. 4. Economic collapse. Alert level remains at inevitable for all countries. 5. Nationwide blackouts and energy supply disruptions. Alert level increased to critical for multiple Western countries. Extreme caution ahead. Final recommendation. Please spread this message today. You have minimal time to prepare. Share this report on your social media. Provide your friends and family with the urgency they need to act now. Follow Sigma Prepper to keep up to date with ongoing developments. Thank you. I've been Tia, your tactical intelligence assistant. Intelligence is my middle name.
Just as Cynthia says, scary. Yes, indeed, very scary. So that's what Tia's got for us for the global threat analysis today for week 41 here on 2022. So interesting. So she's got, isn't Tia red-haired? She is slightly. She's like, minimal time indeed, says Sandy. Yes. So there's quite a few things to unpack there. Quite a few things to unpack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the Sigma Prepper YouTube channel, and I just want to pull up the video for Tia, because in the description she has a little bit of a rundown as to what is actually going on that she just listed out. So I'm just going to get that open. We'll pause it, and then I'll just be able to open up the description. So this is the video here, that's its own individual week 41 video that you'll see on the channel, and the link is in the description of this video as well. So here we've got the global threat report. This is what she's basically been describing, right? And we're going to go through these things to unpack it, right? So the main thing here is the hybrid warfare. What is hybrid warfare? So we're going to have a look at that, and that's sort of similar to unconventional warfare. We've got the economic warfare as well, which is a thing. And the energy wars is going on, cyber attacks as well, right? All these things are expected. And we'll unpack this dark winter, and we'll look at the blackout situation as well. So let's do that then. We'll have a quick look at the disaster news, but we're not going to spend too much time on it. We're just going to have a little look, just enough so that we can see if we're missing anything crucial. So then we'll just have a quick look on the mainstream. This is on BBC News. This is on World News. So we got Russia to move people from Kherson as Ukraine advances. Ukraine's day of missile strikes in a minute. So there's all reports on that still. Capitol riot inquiry orders Trump to testify. It's still going on about that. Families devastated as Parkland gunman spared death. France, Germany, gas for first time mid-crisis. So there's all sorts of gas and energy shortages going on as well. You got a shooting outside Slovakia, LGBTQ bar. So yeah, it's quite a mixed bag today by the looks of it on the BBC. We'll have a look on G-Captain to see what's going on with shipping and supply chain. Midwest drought points to little relief for Mississippi River shipping. This has been a big problem. The ships aren't able to get through because the river levels are so low. On top of everything else we got going on with, warehouses setting on fire and so on. ABS chairman says maritime security is pressuring decarbonisation efforts during the keynote speech this week. Shipping Insight Conference, Connecticut, American Bureau of Shipping, discussed. We don't know. What's this one? Fast and Furious return to normal puts liner profits at risk. Doesn't look like there's anything major going on. Russia sanctions spurred demand for ice-class oil tankers. Have a quick look here. DEFCON 3 is what we're sitting at the moment. So the DEFCON level today, as the 13th of October, is DEFCON 3. It is predicted that will go up to DEFCON 2, fast pace, by about January, I would imagine. And if it doesn't, then it means that everything we've been seeing up until now There's just been hot air. So what we're going to do then is I think we'll just quickly unpack what's going on here with the hybrid warfare. Just make sure everybody's okay in the chat. Tia is the OG original gangster. Dark Winter will go beyond winter. Energy war is a sketchy bit. Yeah, I mean, that's already kind of happening. The energy wars are already going down, really, because you've got stuff like the Nord Stream pipeline attacks. You've got things like another pipeline as well. Where was that? Something else feeding Germany. Poland, between Poland and Germany, there's something else going on between those two. You've got things like OPEC has just reduced their output by 2 million barrels a day after America's just spent about the last... This is probably why Tia's going on about the nations deplete their oil reserves, right? Because America has already depleted about 50% of their oil reserves, right? They're on about 750 billion barrels or whatever it was. They're down to something like 450. And when it was full, it represented 84 days of oil. So being half full, or probably in this case half empty, you're talking about, you know, like 40 days, just over a month, 6 weeks, yeah, of oil. That's it. So if for any reason America gets cut off with their fuel supply, there's not a big backup there. So at the same time as they've just depleted about 50% of their oil reserves, OPEC and Saudi Arabia and all the rest of them basically came out and said, you know, we're going to reduce our output by 2 million barrels a day, putting the price up even more. And that was the whole reason why America was using its reserves, was to try and bolster the output, to try and, you know, stop the gas prices at the pump going up too much. When Trump was in power, he actually increased the supply in the oil reserves. Yeah, he actually topped it up. Biden's come in there and halved it. So it's a proper setup, because now, not as well as the energy wars and stuff going on, you've also got things like that, which is a version of energy warfare, right? When you're playing around with energy prices, and of course you're cutting energy off and cutting supplies off, the 300 million cubic meters of gas or whatever it was in the Nord Stream that had already been pumped into it, losing that is a big enough cost as it is. So there's all the, you know, this is like, it's not a good look, right? UK is already talking about rolling blackouts. I'm not surprised Tia's picked up on that. Yeah, you've got Germany already saying, you know, and talk about tyrannical measures for reducing energy consumption. This is exactly what some of these countries like Switzerland are threatening, is 3 years in prison if you have your temperature gauge above 18 degrees centigrade. What's that, about 64 Fahrenheit, I think it is, last time I looked it up. Literally 3 years in jail for having a little bit to be warm, right? And it's got nothing to do with any... It's only because the governments don't want to be paying out the money to Russia for the gas, that's all. Yeah. So every bit of gas that you use is money that your government has to hand over to Russia, and the government's worry that that money is going to be coming straight back over again in the form of... Right? So all this being prepared to put people in prison because putting their heating up too high, it's got nothing to do with any shortages of any kind. Nothing to do with that. It's just because they don't want to be paying any money to Russia. So the less gas that you use, right, as the civilians, the less... Yeah, the less money they have to give. That's all it is, literally, right? They're willing to put their own citizens in prison to avoid giving Russia any sheets. Don't you think that's amazing? I do. I just think that's incredible, right? So, while we're here then, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you what I found with this NATO report, right? And we'll just have a little quick butchers at the hybrid warfare. New threats, complexity and trust as the antidote. So it's important to note here that the concept of hybrid warfare might not be entirely new. Many practitioners contend that it is an old war. It is as old as war itself. Let's get that zoomed in. Old as war itself. Nevertheless, it has gained significant currency and relevance in recent years as states employ non-state actors and information technology to subdue their adversaries during, or more importantly, in the absence of direct armed conflict. So last week, Tia's report said about sabotage and things like this, right? And then sure enough, during the week, we saw a bunch of sabotage. But this is what it's all about with the non-direct armed conflict, right? So this is all about, you know, people think that World War III doesn't happen until they see a nuke go off or until they see, you know, some major mushroom cloud somewhere in their city. But that's not the case, right? This has been going on for a long time behind the scenes with subversion tactics, with information warfare, right? In the absence of direct armed conflict, right? So this is like, or everything else but that. And then the whole purpose of it, as we'll see in a minute. Before we delve into the concept, it's important to highlight that hybrid warfare in the contemporary era became increasingly popular in policy debates following two important developments. First, in 2005, two US military officials wrote about the rise of hybrid wars, and they emphasized the combination of conventional and unconventional strategies. This is the unconventional warfare tactics, right? Contemporary warfare, as well as psychological and information-related aspects of modern conflict. So basically, in a nutshell, we're talking about things like misinformation, disinformation, right? Propaganda campaigns, all sorts of stuff. And these propaganda campaigns are designed to topple the governments internally in their own countries, to weaken them, right? And that's where they talk about trust, right? Because if they can destroy the trust between the people and their own governments, then everything else is much easier, right? To put it simply, hybrid warfare entails an interplay of fusion of conventional as well as unconventional instruments of power and tools of subversion. These instruments or tools are blended in a synchronized manner to exploit the vulnerabilities of an antagonist and achieve synergistic effects. So, what we need is... here we go. So this is the key bit here, really. The objective of conflating kinetic tools and non-kinetic tactics is to inflict damage on a belligerent state in an optimal manner. Furthermore, and this is the most important bit, there are two distinct characteristics of hybrid warfare. First, the line between war and peacetime is rendered obscure, right? So this is what I'm saying. People don't seem to know that we're at war until they see mushroom clouds and stuff, but that's just not the case, right? There's loads of stuff going on behind the scenes. So that's rendered obscure. This means it's hard to identify or discern the war threshold, so meaning we don't know at which point we're at war. Because people's idea of it is a mushroom cloud going off somewhere, or we're at war, right? Or like a bunch of Navy ships turn up on your shores and like the doors open up and there's like a million dudes come out with their... right? That's just not how it's going to roll nowadays. Or we start seeing like, you know, going overhead. So it becomes difficult to know what that threshold is to actually just say to ourselves, yeah, we're at war. Right? And this is where it gets down to things like attribution is a key element in wartime, right? So anytime there's something happens, if you don't know who to attribute that attack to, right, who did it to you, then you don't know who to attack back, right? You don't know who you're trying to defend yourself from. So it might go into it down here. But yeah, I mean, this is what we've got going on, and you need to be looking out for different stuff because it's not going to be mushroom clouds. It's just not, right? That's not how it's going to go down. How it's going to go down is how it's going down, with things like pipelines being hit, with things like, you know, bridges getting done in and no one admits to directly, right? So here we go. In a bid to impair the social contract that binds the state and its constituents together, a hybrid actor attempts to erode trust between the state institutions and the people. This results in the state losing its legitimacy, which is largely a function of public trust in modern era. They did this in Libya with Gaddafi. This is how they did it in there, with subversion tactics with the social media and riling up the people, right? Getting him. So internal capacity to act as the Leviathan in the domestic sphere. As a corollary, both the ideational foundations as well as the capacity of the state to function seamlessly are damaged through hybrid attacks. So this is the thing, people don't even know. They don't know they're even being attacked. They don't know who's doing it. So therefore they can't defend from it, right? This is the key. So this hybrid warfare tactics, this has been going on a long time. So people need to understand that we're quite well immersed into it, right? And then on top of that, when you start dealing with the hybrid warfare tactics, this is where things like the fog of war comes in. This is where just everything becomes impossible. If anyone thinks that they can tell you what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, then walk away, because at this point in time, the first thing that fails in the beginning of war is information and truth, right? So anything you're seeing on any of the news stations is almost certainly going to be propaganda of some kind, right? And whether it's coming from the battlefield, whether it's coming from wherever. You got to understand that we're at a level of deep subversion on both sides, right? Propaganda is wild out there at the moment. The bots are running crazy out there. Yeah, the censorship's running crazy out there. Why do you think? Yeah, like Russia's had their ability to even upload YouTube videos taken down for ages. Just recently, they've just turned them off from something else. I forget what it is, but it's like, what? Bad news, man. So it's all kicking off. So let me know what you're thinking in the chat. Obviously, the Thursday Sigma Prepper live shows supposed to be party time, but of course we do have to see what's hitting the fan. So what we're going to do though is we're going to have a quick look and see what's going on with the disaster maps very quickly, and then we're going to get into the Sigma Prepper quiz, the survival trivia, to see if anyone out there is able to get 7 out of 7 this week, because no one's managed it so far. And of course, if you're watching this on the live cut afterwards, then this is a live cut from the Sigma Prepper live show that goes live on 11 PM UK time, 6 PM Eastern time. Do catch it live and join in with the fun. So let's have a little look then. So it looks like we've got an earthquake just kicked off quite recently in Papua New Guinea, is that? Yeah. So let's have a quick look. Looks like there's been a few pre's and post quakes as well in there, look. So, yeah, we got that one, 6.4, and it doesn't look like we have a tsunami warning just yet for that one. 39 earthquakes. It's not too epically more than normal. 28 to 32-ish. 33-ish is about average. This one popping up here, there. Is that Hawaii? Hope we haven't got any volcanoes popping off there. So let's have a quick look at the sun, because I did have a very brief look. It looked like it was going to be okay. It's looking pretty green everywhere. Look, we did have this M3.9 solar flare. Let's have a quick look. Solar disk, we'll have a quick look at the Earth facing disk, because that 3112 now that we looked at last week is just about to go off the eastern limb, look. Out of Earth facing view. In fact, if that sparks something off now, it's unlikely it would do any damage, right? But we'll have a look at the sunspot summary nonetheless. And we're looking at this X-class flare spot class here. Percentage chance of something epic happening, and as you can see, nothing much at all. And the only ones that are the ones that are right on the sides, or nothing at all. So, yeah, it's looking pretty quiet. So, we'll have a quick look at the space weather. And again, we've still got those same numbers here as we had before for... as the September numbers came in for the sunspot count, which we've been tracking, going way off. Monthly values last month were 96, predicted 51. It's been the same. Basically every month has been more than double as this is in April. Predicted value was 37, we had 84. So this continues to be way off the charts, as does the radio flux progression here, which is a pretty good indicator as well. So we're not sure what this means, but it does seem to correlate with other things happening with the climate and with the weather patterns and things like this. So we'll keep our eye on that, definitely. But I think for the time being, we've had a good old bash through to what's hitting the fan for today. So I hope everyone's feeling good. This week we had an earthquake here in Virginia, not normal. Wow, no, that's not normal for Virginia on the East Coast, is it? Let's have a look. Just see it catching up with everyone. My tiny little brain just went snap. How did your tiny... Sorry, this is the problem when you're joining in other people's conversations halfway through. A synchrotron near us having an open day this weekend, thinking of going. Oh man, so lovely to have everyone with us. Thank you so much for being here. And Robert there saying there was another earthquake again in Missouri. So we've definitely seen some earthquakes hotting up. There were about 4 days ago, it was quite a large number. It was about 59 rather than 39 today. But as you know, if something epic happens, I'll always bring you a live SHTF Intel breaking. So do subscribe if you're not already, so you can catch up with the latest SHTF Intel reports. And of course, do catch up with the latest tier report. Link is in the description. Watch it after the show. If you're watching this after, do make sure you watch that next. I'll put a card up here for you so you can go watch the tier report in its own, and you can share that with your friends and family as she demands. And we need to get the word out there because people have got a limited time to prepare, and all the time that we're waiting, things in the shops are running out, right? All the stuff, you know, like paraffin lanterns, things like this are just going straight away. So we're going to need to start getting our act together very soon. So definitely share the tier report when you see it on the feed, and get that rocking. So thank you very much. Let's get back to the base camp then. Thank you everyone for joining us here for the SHTF Intel for Sigma Prepper. See you on the other side. Oh dear. Cheers everyone. Welcome back to base camp. Back to party time. 5.2 in Cook Strait, New Zealand, says Carolyn Rose. That's quite large. I've felt a 5.7 before when I was living in Cyprus. Earthquakes could have something to do with Jupiter's closeness. Yeah. The planetary alignments definitely have an effect with the gravitational forces pushing and pulling across the solar system amongst themselves, with Earth in the middle getting squished and squashed. You'll be surprised how little sort of pressure it takes, extra or less pressure on one side of our tectonic plate cluster starts rumbling. Cheers, Netrum. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you appreciating. Cheers, my darling. This treehouse may be my favourite. Are you liking the location this week? It took me ages to find this new location. It started raining a bit now, as you can see, but yeah, I hope you're liking it here, the treehouse. And let us know if you're a new subscriber here. Let us know, say hi, introduce yourself in the chat. It would be rude not to. So let's see what else we got coming up then. The Sigma Prepper quiz, isn't it? Wow. We are steaming through. Are we steaming through? Probably not. 50 minutes we've been rocking. So, let's get into Sigma Prepper quiz. It's funny, is urban harvesting even in the house? Yeah? I don't know, is he? Not sure if urban harvesting's here, because he likes to have a good old crack on the Sigma Prepper quiz, which is what we're going into next. It's going to be interesting to see if he's even in the house. For some reason, Sandy, it didn't like that comment. I had to authorise your comment. I think it's the word smack bang, really? Maybe, don't know. Oh dear. Did you sink my camper van? No, it's alright. We will come back. We'll go back to the camper van on the beach location at some point soon, don't worry. Urban is missing in action, do you think? Yeah? Is he going to miss out on the Sigma Prepper quiz? It would be very rude if he did, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm not saying I necessarily cry or anything, but I think he may do. And that would be his next excuse for not winning, wouldn't it, basically? Yeah, that would be his next excuse. So should we get into it then with the Sigma Prepper quiz, and we'll see how well everyone else can do. And good luck, everyone. Sigma Prepper quiz live. Everyone's saying he pops up usually just in time, urban harvesting. We'll see what he's up to. So, Sigma Prepper quiz, you know how we do. A, B, C, D, multiple choice. 7 questions, and whoosh, this is what you're playing for, the Ultimate Prepper Award. With the super glossy, sparkly Sigma award. If you get 7 out of 7. So tonight's topic is going to be general prepper and survival info again. We haven't got it specific tonight. It's general prepper survival info. So, I hope everybody's ready. Stop the Aussie. Right, here we go then. How to play. So for those that are new here, don't enter your answers one by one because you'll just be telling everybody what's coming up next. You don't want to do that. You want to basically do this. You want to wait until you've seen the 7th question. Yes, there are 7. The 7th question, and then put your one string of 7 letters in all at once at the end when you've seen the last question. And then whoever gets the most correct, the quickest. Perp says, if I get 7 out of 7, I've cheated. Or you've just been lucky. Yeah? You've just been lucky, Perps, that's all. Or you might have just known the answers. All those things are possibilities, Perps, yeah? Oh dear, so let's get into it then. Good luck. So get ready. Don't forget, a 7 out of 7, if you do get it, Perps, right? You will win the Ultimate Prepper role on our Discord server. So don't forget, free to join in the description, the Discord server. Get yourself over there. And if you're a patron, VIP, then you will benefit from live after parties like we'll be having after the live show tonight, a Sigma Prepper live show here on YouTube. So definitely join us for that. Right, good luck then, and don't forget, wait until the end before putting your string of 7 answers in. Here we go. I wonder, let's see if X is in the house. Is Master X in the house? Let's see if he's in the house. Here we go. What do we want? We want questions. Number 1. Here we go then. Assuming correct storage, which of the following fuels lasts the longest? Let's do this, says Sandy. Assuming correct storage, which of the following fuels lasts the longest? Is it A, gasoline, 98 octane, B, propane, C, diesel, or D, kerosene? Assuming correct storage, which of the following fuels lasts the longest? Is it A, gasoline, Master X is here, B, propane, C, diesel, or D, kerosene? Question number 2. Position, shine, shadow, texture, colour, movement, and what are considerations for camouflage? Position, shine, shadow, texture, colour, movement, and what are considerations for camouflage? Is it A, smell, B, heat, C, sound, or D, shape? A, smell, B, heat, C, sound, or D, shape? Question number 3, nearly halfway there. According to Einstein, thank you for sending in the quote for quotes at sigmaprepper.com earlier for the Einstein quote. According to Einstein, how many years after the bees are gone are we gone? Famous quote. Yeah, according to Einstein, how many years after all the bees die do humans die? Is it A, 2 years, B, 3 years, C, 4 years, or D, 5 years? A, 2 years, B, 3 years, C, 4 years, or D, 5 years? Question number 4 then, more than halfway there. The fire triangle. The fire triangle includes 3 ingredients required for combustion: oxygen, fuel, and what? 3 ingredients in the fire triangle required for combustion: oxygen, fuel, and what? Is it A, heat, B, pressure, C, tinder, or is it D, gas? A, heat, B, pressure, C, tinder, or D, gas? Question number 5 then. In the northern hemisphere, what direction should your solar panels face? In the northern hemisphere, what direction should your solar panels face? Should they face north, A? B, should they face east? C, south, or D, west? A, north, B, east, C, south, or D, west? Question number 6 then, penultimate question. According to the CDC, how long should you boil water to remove bacteria, viruses, and parasites? How long should you boil water, minimum, to remove bacteria, viruses, and parasites? This is assuming sea level altitude, without getting too complicated. A, 1 minute, B, 3 minutes, C, 5 minutes, or D, 10 minutes? How long minimum should you boil water, according to the CDC, to remove all the nasty stuff? Is it A, 1 minute, B, 3 minutes, C, 5 minutes, or D, 10 minutes? Get ready then, because when you see this last one, you'll be ready to put your answers in. Final question, get ready. Coming up. Question number 7. Which of the following fuel sources require a carbon monoxide detector for safe operation? Which of the following fuel sources require a carbon monoxide detector for safe operation? Is it A, paraffin and gasoline, B, butane, C, propane, or D, all of them? Which of the following fuel sources require a carbon monoxide detector for safe operation? Is it A, paraffin and gasoline, B, butane, C, propane, or D, all of them? And that, my darlings, is it. So get your answers in there, and I don't have to show you twice because they are steaming in, and I'm just making them sure they're all right on the way through. So here we go then. We want this one. 30 seconds, get them in there. Lovely to see you having a go. So, daily survival was the first one in there with an answer. 20 seconds. Well done. Lovely to see you. Where's urban? Oh, I messed up my answers. Well, where are they? Get them in there. You still got time. Extreme focus. Lovely to see you playing along. And again, so pleased you're actually still alive. Amphere was next. Nectrum Design was next. Then it was Ghost Cowboy. Then Sandy. Then Cynthia. Lovely to see you playing along, Cynthia. And that's time up, Rubber Decks. Perps was next. Ali Tin Can Copycat Brass Pan Fernley. Lovely to see you got with us again tonight, my darling. Great to see you back. And then we got Pedigree Mongrel was next. Then Carolyn Rose. Thank you so much. So let's get into it then with the answers, and we'll see if we have a 7 out of 7 winner tonight. So let's go through the answers one by one. I haven't got an amazing. Usually I have a bunch of pre-planned answers and things with lots of further information, which I haven't necessarily got today. But just from the top of my head here, let's see who had this correct, because this is all like super important information. Because when you're choosing what your energy supply is going to be, particularly what Tia was talking about earlier on in the artificial intelligence report, she was talking about dark winters and blackout scenarios, right? So when you're choosing the energy source that you're going to be using for heating, for your fuel generators, electric generators and so on, it's important you understand how long these things last, because daily survival is going to be all right. Extreme focus is going D, kerosene, which is basically like jet fuel. Amphere is going D as well. Nectrum Design B. Ghost Cowboy B. Sandy D. Cynthia B. Perp C. Pedigree Mongrel D. And then Carolyn Rose. Where's Urban Harvesting's answer then? Because I still can't seem to see it in there, so he's still got time to get it in. But I can tell you now that's B, propane. Propane. So kerosene and diesel, I think they're about the same, about 18 months to 24 months. Gasoline's more like 6 to 9 months, depending on what stabilizers and the container. But this does assume correct storage. But propane, they do say indefinitely, but you know, even wood, if it's maintained without any moisture, wood is a pretty good store of energy. It does actually lose its BTU energy, wood, over time as it degrades, but propane is pretty clean stuff, and butane similar. So bear that in mind, because you know you can't last too long. There we go, he got it in there. Pedigree Mongrel saying, damn, no 7 out of 7. How do you know no 7 out of 7, Pedigree Mongrel? We ain't got to the last one yet. Oh, does that mean that you haven't? Oh, I see, because you went for D. Yeah, I get it, sorry. Yes, you didn't get 7 out of 7. You could have 6 out of 7 though. We still got time. Question number 2 then. Position, shine, shadow, texture, colour, movement, and what are considerations for camouflage? I did a lot of study and research into camouflage about 4 years ago or something like that, when I was looking into things like ghillie suits and options, and I bought some ghillie suit material type stuff to go over my main bug out base camp, if you like. I've already got DD tarpaulins that are camo, but they're a bit shiny. And the shape, which is what it is, the shape isn't ideal. So I have got some of that netting stuff, right? So I did look into camouflage, and there's a great S2 Survival, is it? The channel S2 Survival did a great video on camouflage. I should try and Let's have a look. Is it S2 survival camouflage? Yeah. I'll maybe find the video for you. But he does an entire video about it. It's a pretty good channel for tactical stuff like that. But I'm not seeing there, so maybe what I'll do is I'll find that video from S2 Survival. I think it's S2 Survival, is it? S2 Underground, sorry. S2 Underground, yeah. And there's a video about it somewhere, but for some reason I can't find it. And it's really good though, and it goes through all the different options for camouflage and things, and you realise it's actually quite a large topic, right? So it's not to be underestimated, if you know what I mean. And it's actually quite interesting to know where all your vulnerabilities are and things. And there's also on S2 Underground channel, there's a great video that talks about S2 Underground. Yeah, thanks. Are you familiar? Are you? But they did a great one. Coal will last millions of years, says Amphir. Yes, coal's alright, but again, as long as you keep it away from moisture. But the other thing is you can dry coal out by putting it 1 brick high out on your lawn in the sun and things like that. So look into camouflage. It's a great techniques to learn. So question number 3 then. According to Einstein, how many years after bees are gone are we gone? That is 4 years. 4 years. Einstein bees quote. 4 years. It's already guessing 4 years on there, look. Here we go. So it's pardonable pride that beekeepers have been known to endorse quotes like the one attributed to Albert Einstein. If the bee disappears from the surface of Earth, man would have no more than 4 years left to live. 4 years left to live. Yes, indeed. The way the world goes round with the ecosystem, it's all one big biomass of muddled up all sorts of stuff. So you can't be messing with it. Kerosene should give around 25 years. Ooh, done about that. Done about that. No, more like 15 if you're lucky. So yeah, 4 years for that one. Question 4. Thanks, Amphir, for those Prepper Progress pictures, by the way. We'll be getting into that next. Prepper's Progress. So stay around for that. So question 4 then, the fire triangle. Let's get that pulled up. Fire triangle, yeah? For those that aren't familiar. I do hope everybody got this one right. It's okay if you didn't, but yeah, you should have done. So here we go then. This is the fire triangle. Oxygen, heat and fuel. Oxygen, heat and fuel. Is there something that can give us some examples just for convenience? Oxygen source. So let's just look at the answer. So heat is the answer for that one. A is what we were looking for. So daily survival, this is the 4th one in. You had C. Tinder. Funnily enough, Magic Hand said Tinder as well. That's fuel. Tinder is fuel. Ignition or heat. And of course pressure. B. You can create heat from pressure. That's how a diesel engine works. Yeah? And there's other things that you can do to start a fire with pressure. But yeah, heat, oxygen and fuel. So tinder would be the fuel. Pressure would be a form of creating heat, as would friction be, so rubbing sticks. That's where you get the heat. But you still need the fuel, which is the ember, and you still need the oxygen, which is in the air. You see? So it's the heat, which gives you the ignition. Right? So Extreme Focus had A, good man, heat. Amphir had A. Netrum had A. Ghost Cowboy had A. Sandy had C. Tinder. What is it with Tinder? Cynthia had B, which is kind of right, pressure, but it's not, because pressure just is a way of making heat. It's heat that's what you need, yeah? You can use pressure to ignite. And Perps here there had A, heat as well. Well done, my darling. And Pedigree Mungle, look. Let's see if Carolyn, you had B there, pressure. What did Urban Arms say? Oh, he had A, good man, good man. I don't know who's won yet. We'll see when Master X hands me the final vote behind the scenes. So, number 5 then. In the Northern Hemisphere, so if you're in Australia or New Zealand, it's going to be opposite for you. In the Northern Hemisphere, what direction should your solar panels face? Yeah. And that is south. South, if you have, south-facing garden is always the best to have if it's in the Southern Hemisphere. North-facing garden's what you're looking for. But yeah, so your solar panels facing south will get maximum hours of sun per day if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So that's the direction. And you want to have your solar panels as perpendicular, as 90 degree to the sun hitting in as you can possibly get it. It makes quite a big difference. My solar panel off-grid system on my roof is like 1.5 kilowatt or whatever it is on my roof. They're laying flat because they're sort of stealth installation that I've done, right? So they're like overkill in a way for the amount of energy that I need as an emergency, but because they're laying flat, they're a bit more stealthy. But I can prop them up to give them a bit of angle towards the sun, but they are facing south, which for me is that way, roughly. So yeah, I hope everybody got that one right. Daily survival had C there. This is number 5, isn't it? Yep. C. Good. Cynthia had D there. West. Yeah. So anyone who's got themselves a little off-grid solar panel kit for when the blackout comes, which it will with a dark winter, right, as we talked about earlier on and Tia talked about with the SHTF Intel report. South-facing is where you want to be pointing your solar panels to get maximum sun. Question number 6 then. According to the CDC, how long should you boil water to remove bacteria, viruses and parasites? And the reason I say at sea level is because it does actually depend, yeah? It does depend what altitude you should boil it for. The higher the altitude, you have to boil it longer because the boiling temperature is higher, yeah? At higher altitude. So, how long boil water? Let's have a look. Oh, look, before... This is called short form SEO content, I think it is, but you see here, it comes straight in, boom, 1 minute. Boiling water to full rolling boil for 1 minute. So here we go. Does it talk about, here's a CDC one, look. Because in my SAS survival book I've got, it gives a whole thing about when you're at different altitudes, you need to consider it to be longer. I'm not sure if it covers it here. Oh, here we go. Bring water to a full rolling boil for 1 minute. If you are at an elevation above 6,500 feet, boil water for 3 minutes. Allow the water to cool before you use it. Oh my goodness. Allow the water to cool before you use it. Is this really where we've got to? It reminds me of that meme where it's like you got the batteries, like back in the day. On the manual of a battery, it would show you all the stuff, and then modern day on the battery, it's like do not drink. It's like, anyway, yeah. So if you're above a certain altitude, you need to boil it for 3 minutes, and allow it to cool down. Otherwise, you might burn your mouth. Talk about learned dependency, right? Nanny state. If you cannot boil water, use tap water that is too hot to touch, which is probably at a temperature between whatever and whatever. So yeah. So that's what you need to be rocking with, so bear that in mind. 1 minute is what you need to be doing. Let's see who got that right. And to be honest, all of these answers on here are good, but of course if you're short of energy because your wood's running out, Daily Survival was just sharing with us earlier in the SHTF Intel report how the price of wood and things has gone up so much. So you can't be boiling water, which takes a lot of energy, for 10 minutes, yeah, or 3 minutes when 1 minute will do, right? A lot of people going for 3 minutes, it looks like, yeah. So this is why I thought that. Well done, Ghost Cowboy, and Sandy. Look, 1 minute. Who else? Cynthia, good girl. Perps had B there, 3 minutes. You're better off being safer than sorry, but like I say, you need to go easy. Oh, well done. You had B 3 minutes there. What about Urban? He had C, 5 minutes. So yeah. You are looking at 1 minute, and this is important because like I say, you don't want to be burning through energy needlessly in a crisis, yeah. when it's hitting the fan, it's not a good look. So don't do that. So question number 7. Which of the following fuel sources require a carbon monoxide detector, not CO2, dioxide 2. This is no 2, so it's mono. So, yeah. Carbon monoxide detector for safe operation. So carbon monoxide is a very deadly poison. Because it has no taste, it has no smell, you can't see it, it has no color, it's odorless and everything, right? So you don't even know it's getting you. OSHA have a whole thing about how many parts per million of carbon monoxide you can work in for up to so many hours or days or minutes and so on, right? But this is important to know because I've seen people on prepping channels talking about like, oh, you don't need like butane and propane don't give off any carbon monoxide. I've seen people say that, right? I've seen people say that. But luckily, you've been following me long enough that you're pretty good preppers that everybody knows the score here. Carolyn's going with B, butane, you see? Yeah? D, all of them. It is indeed all of them, right? Every one of these things here are nasty. They're going to do you in. The paraffin and gasoline, big time. Kerosene, butane, propane, you name it. It's going to be giving off some serious carbon monoxide, even with ventilation. So please do not be messing around with this stuff unless you've got a carbon monoxide detector. It's going to cost you $20 off Amazon max. Yeah. Make sure you have one in each room, that you've got something that's going to be generating. That could even be a lantern, just an oil lamp, right? Even your candles, bear in mind, right? Just your candles burning. If you've got no light because you haven't prepared well enough, because you haven't got an off-grid backup bank, right? And so you're littering your house in candles. Believe me, you're going to be having some carbon monoxide coming off your candles as well, right? So, funny enough, so that's basically what we should be going with all of them, and then the final answers then should look like this. And I'll tell you what's quite funny is that Master X, who's our son and also the moderator of the channel here at Sigma Prepper, and fellow Sigma as well, and fellow Prepper, he's given me the first, second, third order, but he's also given me a different one depending on if urban harvestings was too late or not. Right, so that's basically what we got going. So let's have a look then, and I wonder who thinks that they've won, but I can tell you now it's not who everyone thinks it might be, but who is it? Let's see who is the winner this week for This should say 6 out of 6, by the way. Sorry, not 5 out of 7. This is my silly buttons doing its thing. Pedigree Mongrel, the winner. 6 out of 7, not 5 out of 7. Thank you, X. My buttons are obviously messing up again for some reason. Hold on. It's okay. We can fix it. If this thing doesn't crash on me, which it is unbelievable. But we'll get into it. Hold on. Here we go. Sorry about that. Oh. Let's hear it in the chat then for Pedigree Mongrel. Let's see if I can fix it out here. Here we go. You should be there. 6 out of 7. We got it there in the end. I feel like we did your I feel like we did you out of your 6 out of 7, right? I mean, I don't know. I feel like we almost need to be. I feel like we almost need to be. We almost need to be doing it again because it just wasn't having it at all. So shall we try again? Here we go. You should say 6 out of 7 because so rude. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, Pedigree Mongrel. Well done. 6 out of 7. Awesome job. The winner. Let's hear it in the chat. Lovely to see everyone. Pedigree Mongrel in the house. Well done, my man. Great to see. Herbs was out of time, but he was in there. Here we go. Well done, Pedigree Mongrel. Look at all the love in the house. This is what we love about getting together, innit? Well done, Pedigree Mongrel. 6 out of 7. That's how it does. So as far, thank you, X, for your judging. So basically, yeah, urban harvesting's fine. But basically, Pedigree Mongrel was first with 6 out of 7. Urban harvesting also got 6 out of 7. And Netrum Design was in there with 5 out of 7. And Ghost Cowboy, if we don't include urban harvesting, Ghost Cowboy had 5 out of 7 as well. But yeah, well done, Pedigree Mongrel. 6 out of 7. Pedigree Mongrel 6 out of 7. Nicely done. Well done. So at least we got this 6 out of 7 working. I'm going to have to get these buttons fixed up during the week. Again, don't know what's going on with it. Anyway, we'll get it sorted. So thank you so very much. Right, should we get back to base camp links? We've got Preppers Progress and all sorts yet. So let's do it then. Thank you very much for playing along. And do hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. And please subscribe if you haven't done already. So let's get back to base camp then. Well done, Pedigree Mongrel. Welcome back to base camp. Thank you, X. Let's hear it in the chat for Xavier for his super scoring, because it's quite difficult to fly through and figure out who got what out of what on the fly. So thank you, Xavier. Appreciate you helping out as you are. And I imagine Magic Hands also helping out in the background there, just in case. So yeah, thank you everybody for helping keeping the show alive. Sat on the stupid table dribbling, says Burps. I don't know what you got out of 7, my darling, so I wouldn't like to comment. But either way, the fact that you're part of the show, part of the family, and learning all the time from everybody, and everyone's learning from you with the things that you're super cool, and you know, it's all good in the hood. So thank you everyone for being here. Really want to see someone grab that 7 out of 7. Me too. I'm gonna have to double check that button configuration as well this week, because that's the second time. So what are we up for then next? Well, I don't know. Let's have a look at the agenda and see what's coming up. Thank you everyone for joining us. I really appreciate everyone being with us tonight. Thursday we go live. Just make sure everything's looking all right on the stream and everything's healthy. It's looking good, so thank you. Really appreciate you being with us tonight. Do share this channel with your friends on your social media, because it's the only way we can really grow. Such a new channel. Only really been going for about 5 or 6 weeks so far. So yeah, and obviously, like I say, after the show, please go and watch the new tier video that's just gone up there, and share that everywhere as quick as you can after the show. That will help that one to do well on the algos, as they say. So thank you everyone for being with us. Now, what are we up to then? Preppers Progress, and thank you so much for everybody who sent in their progress this week. I didn't get too much time before the show to get everyone's slideshows up and running, because I did have some last minute ones. So I've made a few updates, but we'll check out the Preppers Progress this week then. Can't wait to get into it. Got a lovely one in there from Amphir, so look out for that. Share your progress. By sharing your progress, you inspire and motivate others to do the same. So, well done everybody who shared their progress. And this is all about your preppers progress and what you've been up to, things that you've bought, things that you've DIY'd, things that you've repaired, whatever it might be. Yeah, things that you've built in your garden or vegetables you might have grown. So, important to share your successes with others and to inspire them to equally get themselves rocking as well, because, you know, as Tia said earlier, we are somewhat out of time. So let's get into it then with our first Preppers Progressor coming from Amphir. Thank you very much for sending it in. These are new. There's a few from last week, but also Amphi sent in a couple of new ones. Check this out. Some proper decent night vision tech, man. Proper decent night vision tech. So look at this. And one of these is... let's have a look. And Amphi's also did a video to share with us. So let's have a quick look. Oh, I don't have a... do we have a screen 2 set up? We don't, but we will have to sort that out. So for the time being, let's just jump into the YouTube then. And I'll just show you this quickly. So Amphi sent in... it might be this one. I'm not sure which it is. You'll have to let us know, Amphi, right? But I'm showing a video of... This is what we're talking about here. Look, this is the thermal camera. The FLIR, is it? That's the FLIR is the forward-looking infrared, so that's not thermal. That'll be more... This looks more thermal, but maybe it is infrared, but it's just a super decent quality looking... What's this? But this is the FLIR camera, look. And this is quite far away by the looks of it. Zoom right in, look. So that stands out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? So that's pretty cool. So thanks for sending that in, look. So, what is that then? 40 meters, is it reckons? What's that? What does it count as? Oh, do we count as being as tall as a deer, I suppose? Do we? Are we, so is that 71 meters away then, is it? You would think they'd have a dude, a picture of a dude, to show you what the, how far away it is. That's in the sky, look. Looking at the sky. Here we go, look. Yeah, so it does stand out like a sore thumb, and you'll be able to see motion so easily there. Look. So this would look exactly the same even if it was pitch black. I'm assuming this is nighttime. Or somewhat nighttime. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. That's really appreciated, my man, because I tell you what. Yeah, some real nice tech. Let us know what you think in the chat. Share your thoughts in the chat with Amphi's tech, man. The one beside the binoculars. So this one here, I see. So are you talking about this one, Amphi? Yeah. That is pretty awesome looking, isn't it? Well, I'll tell you what we need though. We do need the chat in here. Let's make sure we get the chat in. Here we go, chat message. I'm just making sure I copy the chat message into all of the scenes. Still prototyping this at this point. We're still prototype. Okay, now we can come out of studio mode. Here we go. So yeah, during the day. Okay, I see. How would that look at night then, Amphi? Would that look? That's the flow, he says. Would that look the same at night then, roughly? Any vision tools are great, absolutely. I've got a small monocular, but that's it. And Xavier's got a real nice set of binoculars, but I don't have any night vision stuff apart from what I made myself with a 5-inch, 4-inch TV, LCD monitor, and a night camera. And I have an infrared flashlight, infrared torch, 850 nanometer frequency, which works quite well, but nothing like this. I could do with investing in something like that when I've got some sheets. So yeah, thank you for sharing that in there, Amphi. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. It's lovely to see your gear, and yeah, I'm sure everyone's super jealous. Contrast will be better during the night. Yes, I thought as much. And of course, you know, you're not going to have all the other infrared bouncing around from the sun, so it's going to be absolutely sticky outy. So by next week then, Amphi, we expect to have a night version done in the woods as well. Yeah, as the background would be cooler. Yeah, exactly. So get it in for next week, dude. Get it up to your YouTube channel and we'll big you up, man. We'll get you some views. So thank you, Amphi. Let's hear it in the chat for Amphi for sending in your progress. Next up then, Extreme Focus, just because I wanted an excuse to call his name out. It's the same list as he had last week, but I wanted to call his name out because he was basically missing in action. But he did send me in these cool ply locks. Ply locks, they're called. PLYLOX. But these, because he's in Florida, you see, Extreme Focus, one of our VIPs on Patreon. Links in the description. But in Florida, they had the Hurricane Ian come through, don't forget, and did a lot of damage to a lot of people's properties. So what you can do is you get the plywood board here, like Extreme Focus has got, and then you put these ply locks on the edges, right? And then you can actually screw it and sort of into your walls, right, in the gap in the wall, so it goes into that space, locks it in place to protect your windows. So great idea. So you get your marine ply you would need, otherwise the wood will fall apart in wet weather. So marine ply or some equivalent, and then you can put these ply locks on. You get the plywood cut to size of your window opening. Job done, yeah. And then you can protect it from debris and all sorts of stuff like that. Pushes in, he says. Pushes in. Cool. So see note above. Yes. I'm going to paint 3D images of firing slots on the front of my 4 plywood with window panels. It will look cool from the street view. So are you talking about like letterbox looking things, Extreme? Yeah. So it looks like there's like dun dun dun, you got letterbox looking to shoot out of. Amazing. What a dude. But yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? I like the idea of that. I mean, I did get some plywood. I bought some marine ply years ago. It's in the garage. Just, they're not cut to size or anything. I have got a battery operated circular saw. So you'd use that and cut it to size. But yeah, this is great. Well done, Extreme. I really appreciate what you sent into us there. And it's great to see you getting kitted up for next time. So, and of course, Leslie, one of our VIPs, laughs me in the chat. She's been sharing her progress with us as well, and she's really getting herself set up. She's got a whole family involved. She's got a great family, all working together, composting, all the way through to canning, jarring, building greenhouses. As I say, the whole family involved. Check it out. And then she's got chickens rocking now as well. And just recently, she's just got her chickens rocking. So thank you for sharing, Leslie. Appreciate it. And look, this is the latest image she sent, is the one with the eggs. There's at least 2 eggs I can count there, so nicely done, my darling. Now you're finally reaping the rewards of your efforts. And what a lot of effort it looks like you've put in along with your family. So well done to all of you, Leslie. It's lovely to share. Thank you for sharing it with us. And of course, Ansett Girl, we've got hers in there before. I like this one because it's got the Sigma Prepper sticker that comes on the Patreon VIP. You either get a mug, a custom Sigma Prepper mug, not this one, a proper one, Sigma Prepper mug on Patreon, or you get the sticker. So she's basically labelled up her food cabinet, and it's metal, so it's nice and solid. Check out, there's a good couple of months worth of food in there, good couple of days worth of toilet paper as well. Yeah, at least 3 days worth of toilet paper for me there. So nice to see that you got hooked right up with toilet paper. And yeah, nicely done. Thank you, Ansett Girl, saying don't forget, do send in your progress to share with people as well. And here we go, Daily Survival. She sent in hers last week. I haven't looked this evening. Apparently people have sent me some stuff more recently. So must try and get them in there like middle of the week by Wednesday ideally. Don't forget, progress at sigmaprepper.com. Progress at sigmaprepper.com. And I'll probably set up a specific room. Do remind me in the VIP after party, somebody. Who's the person who normally reminds me of something? Ken. You know who you are. Remind me of what I'm supposed to be doing, which is setting up a custom room for people to add their Prepper's progress. And then I'll know that they're ones I can use in the segment each week on the Sigma Prepper live show, right? So thank you to Daily Survival for sending in your Ultimate Hotspot by Sigma Prepper, the offline internet system that gives you all sorts of goodies on all sorts of devices using a Raspberry Pi Zero with an SD card, custom one that I've produced, which essentially has like 160 Canadian Prepper videos. It's got the entire 6.2 million pages of Wikipedia. It's got 60,000 Gutenberg books and so on. So Daily Survival is a proud owner of the Sigma Prepper survival gear. So thank you very much for sharing your setup there. And lovely to have you part of the team. Lovely to have you as a VIP as well. So thank you very much, Daily Survival. And don't forget, you don't have to be a VIP to send in your Prepper's Progress. It's free to open to everybody and anyone. So let's hear it in the chat. Let's hear it in the chat. You hear my lush, says Sandy. For let's have a look. Oh look, yes, chat message does go in there. I can do it now. There we go. You hear my lush. Oh, nice sticker. Yes, Cynthia, why haven't you got a sticker? It's because you haven't signed up to Patreon yet. Link's in the description, girlfriend. Get yourself over there. From as little as 20 cents a day. I will add 2 more tablets to the Sigma Prepper hotspots. A force multiplier. Love it. There's Michael in the house. Great to see you. Annie, how does one join your feed and access your merch store? Basically, in the links description below, patreon.com/Sigma Prepper is where you want to go. And then you can get hooked up for as little as not a lot. Hold on. I need this window there. I need to jump into there. It should show me how it looks. Yes, it does. So here we go. And there'll be a bunch of... hold on. Where does it show my thingy bobs? Membership. Here we go. So you can see on here we've got the different level support VIP starting at $6 a month. Yeah, as little as $6 a month, and you get access to the VIP section with that. So yeah, you should get yourself over there, man. And then if you want a mug, the $15 a month, you'll get a mug sent to you after 3 months, yeah, of being a patron. So how cool is that? So that's how you get set up on there. And as part of that, obviously on the Discord server with the after parties, with the VIP, you'll be a VIP, so you'll be able to join in the after parties. So that's the idea. But yeah, get yourself over there on Discord server. And also, if you want to share your progress with everybody for next week's show, progress@sigmaprepper.com is where you want to send your pictures. Do make them widescreen rather than portrait. Widescreen is what we want. A good like full HD 1920 by 1080 sort of size is perfect. So do send in your progress, and it'd be really nice to share with everybody to inspire them too. So thank you very much. So let's jump in there. Let's jump in there and we get back to base camp then. Thank you so much, and let's hear it in the chat for those who sent in the progress. Amphere, Extreme Focus, Lasme, Ansett Girl, and Daily Survival. Thank you so very much. Don't forget you can do it too. Way. Thank you so very much. Right, back at base camp, here we are. Oh, look at that. Did we miss a super chat from Netrum Design? I must make sure I've got the super chat thing rocking in there. I really appreciate that, Netrum Design. Thank you so much. Oh, and Purple, my darling Purple. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate that. And Streamlabs, of course. I really have to say thank you to those that have helped me rock in. Let's do that now. Because for those that don't know, I'm 100% independent. Everything you see here, I've made myself. No one paid me to do it. I've not paid anyone else to do it. I have nobody. It's just literally one-man band. So no sponsors, no networks, no nothing. Not even monetized, anything like that. It's so new. I've only been rocking about 6 weeks or so properly. So those ways to help me are as follows. You can go over to sigmaprepper.com/donate. All the links will be there. Or streamlabs.com/sigmaprepper. That's where you can do super chats that pop up and stuff like that. And that goes straight to me via PayPal. So thank you so much for those that are helping me out on PayPal. And of course, Patreon. Great thing. You get merchandise sent to you, access to the VIP groups, private one-to-one chats, and all sorts of stuff. And if you are a patron, you're going to be all sorts of goodies. We're going to be having a chat after the show tonight. You're getting free mugs, free stickers, and all that kind of stuff. And I've got to say thank you to all of these fine people that are helping it happen. And I couldn't come back every week if it wasn't for you. Literally, the lights would have been turned off by now. So thank you to each and every one of these people you see here who are already VIPs on Patreon. Really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. And yeah, what can I say? Couldn't do it without you. So links in the description if you'd like to help. And if the very least, worst case scenario, what you can do is hit the like button and share this video on your social media to help it grow. And that's at least something that we can do. Is it not? Yes, it is. So, back in the house, we are here, we are there, we are everywhere. How long have we been rocking? 1 hour 37 minutes, so we're right towards the end there. So thank you so much, everyone. Netrim Design in the house, thank you so much for thanking everyone for your very kindness. And yeah, I saw landscape in the USA. Yeah. That wolf is so cool. Thank you, my darling. So, yeah, cool. Thank you, sir. Check it out, Michael. Thank you, Sam. Long-time prepper and militia commander, so I'll get my unit members here as well. See, this is what we want. You should get yourself over and check out my grid down scenario shows as well and things like that. And the prepping principles, it'd be interesting to get your feedback on that, Michael. In terms of what I'm chatting about this. Boom. So I've done a couple of series of the Prepping 2022 series, SHTF Survival Scenarios. The last one was a grid down scenario, going through day by day what will happen. That came out a week or so ago, so do check that out. The link is in the description. Do watch out for the SHTF Intels that I released during the week live. And of course, as I've mentioned, the new Week 41 Tactical Intelligence Assistant, Tia, she has just come out with a new critical alert with hybrid warfare warnings, blackouts and dark winter cautions and so on. So do check that out. Please help it to grow. Do share that video everywhere. The link is in the description. It's a nice 4-minute video for you to share to your friends and family and work colleagues to wake them up to what they need to get sorted out and get their arse in gear right away, because we are super duper out of time. So look out for all the videos coming during the week. I'll be giving more to you in terms of what we got coming during the week, because there's a few things that I'm going to be changing about in terms of what days are what. I've been doing some now I've been rocking for about 6 weeks with these shows. I've got enough sort of data in to start doing some analytics on what's going to be a good day, good time for doing things like the SHTF scenario shows, for doing things like the weekly reports as the SHTF Intel live breakings and things like this, right? So I've got a few things to figure out, but we'll get there. It'll be good. So don't forget, let's have a look at, let's have a look at what we're not doing and what we have done tonight. And I think we've got it through it all. Preppers Progress. We were going to be doing a bit of a, we were going to be checking in with Hugo, but apparently he's already asleep. Up in bed, so we'll leave Howls and Growls maybe to the SHTF Intel report or something later in the week. So we're going to be going to the V.I.P after party then, and we're going to be having some fun over there and talking about all sorts of stuff that's going on in the world. And there's an awful lot of stuff that is going on in the world, so I'm really looking forward to getting in there and seeing what everyone's been up to during the week with our family and our wolf pack over on the Discord. And of course, if you want to join in the fun over there, it's totally free to do. And you can add yourself in there, text chat in here if you want to share what you've been up to this week. Here's my new achievement of 250 subscribers. It's just only just limping ahead of that. But there's loads of information in there. Of course, we're going to be in this one up here, the VIP text chat here. So the VIP is where we're going to be rocking after the show now. And we'll be having a nice chat with our Wolfpack members and seeing what they've been up to this week as a live chat, which I thoroughly enjoy. So thanks for a fun and informative show again, Single Prepper. Thank you, Daily Survival, and thank you for being such a wonderful VIP. And you, Connie Richards. Looking forward to catching up with you one-to-one at some point this week as well. Way overdue. Thank you, my darling. Really appreciate you. Don't disturb a sleeping dog, says Perps. Absolutely. So yeah, thank you so much, Michael, for joining us tonight. I really enjoyed you being here. Thank you so much. Time is short. Like it. So thank you so much for being with us. Right, so don't forget, we've got lots coming up during the week, so do be subscribed if you're not already. Do hit the like button on the way out. I couldn't do anything more than I've done for you this week. It's been absolutely chock-a-block. I've got so much I'm developing in the background for you all. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Next week, I don't know where we're going to be on location next week, but obviously I hope you've enjoyed the treehouse location tonight. It's been a little bit chillier up here, but thank you to our super chatterers. on Streamlabs. Really appreciate you. And of course, really appreciate the Patreon. It's not too late to sign up now. And if I see you popping in, being signed up on Patreon, I'll add on your VIP membership on Discord straight away to give you access. So well done to Pedigree Mongrel tonight for winning the 6 out of 7 Ultimate Prepper Quiz. Nicely done. Thanks, Carolyn. Great to have you here tonight. Thanks, Netron Design. Absolute superstar. And Perps is off to bed now. She's got workies. Night, you lovely darlings. Been absolute fabulous. So thank you so much. What an absolute bunch of... What can I say? You are the family. So, well, here we go then. This is it. Until the next time, as we like to say, love, peace and progress to the pack.